Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and here we are again with 5 MCQs a day series, and it is day 2. And today also we are going to do agronomy, right? So that is 5 questions a day of ARD static, and it is day 2 of agronomy. And this particular, all the topics that we are covering in this series, they are made by keeping in mind the examination pattern of NABARD grade A. All right, and along with that IBPS SO, or for your clarity, IBPS AFO. All right, so all the question would be of that. The syllabus of NABARD and IBPS AFO is same. It just in the depth of questions that is asked in IBPS AFO, because this is subject specific, a lot of in-depth questions are asked. All right, so before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and please join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide on YouTube. All right, and the gap between the video and the availability of PDF in the Telegram channel, it is a gap of 24 hours. I hope that is clear. So if you can hear or see me, please comment down something, because I think there is some issue. But yeah, so I'll move ahead. I hope you will write something so that there is clarity, that if I am clearly audible and visible before we start the session. Right. So, yes. All right. So everybody's saying that it's fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. See. So, because AFO examination is just near, notification has been released. You can fill the form from 3rd of November to 23rd of November. And what I'll do, I'll make a separate video on the eligibility and the syllabus, and I'll go with the previous year question papers of AFO. So for your better preparation, so do subscribe to our channel and the notification, the bell icon, so that you get the notification regarding the same. All right, and currently we are offering 2 courses. In course 1, it is in accordance with phase 2. It is the course, it has detailed videos. All right, and then detailed videos and all the notes we have. Apart from that, we have summary sheet, that sums up whole chapter. Apart from that, we have worksheets, and apart from that, we have quiz chapter wise, so that you have better preparation. Apart from that, we have monthly wise current affair magazine, which covers all the current affairs, monthly current affairs that are there in that are going on in India, or if something that is more important from some international news related to agriculture, that could come in examination according to analysis, that is also been included in that. Apart from that, important schemes that are related to agriculture and everything that comes in examination, we have a separate separate magazine for that. And then of course we have a full test series that would comprise of 25 sectional test, sorry, 25 full length mock test and 30 sectional text. Okay, so this is that. And we have a different course which consists only of the mock test, if you think that you are prepared and or you just need a revision. So and we also provide detailed PDF explanation for the same. Hello everyone, good afternoon. And see, I'll answer your questions at the end of this session. All right, so do be with us till the end, so that, because we are right now focusing on this particular lecture, and will then move ahead with your questions. Now this particular, though both courses, they are valid till 31st of March 2022, and to avail this offer you can use the code early15 to avail 15% off, as you can see in the screen as well. Okay. Yes, Rajiv, I'm from agriculture background only. Now, what the first question, it says, which of the following is a secondary tillage implement? All right, so what is tillage? I've already explained in the previous lecture, right? So if you haven't seen it yet, the link, it is given in the description box below. Now we'll move ahead, and the now question asks that the following implements are given here, and you have to tell me that which of the following is a secondary tillage implement. In detail of these particular implements that are present here, we will study that while we will be doing agriculture engineering. But for now, you have to tell this answer. Comment down below fast. Okay. So nobody is typing. Why? Yes, nobody is commenting. I'm just telling the answer. I think you all don't know. Okay, the correct answer to this is option number C, that is disc harrow. All right. So, apart from that, mold bowl plow and then disc plow, both are what? Both are the primary tillage implement. What is the difference between primary tillage and secondary tillage? Let's first understand that. Okay, now I am getting answers. I guess there was some network issue or what? Sudarshan, Akhil, Mansi, confused. Confused seems like he was confused, but apart from that, everybody said C, and yes, C is the correct answer. Okay, so primary tillage and secondary tillage. Tillage, I've already told, it is a mechanical manipulation of soil, right? Now, in primary tillage, it is the first step. So you can say this is the first step, this is the second step. So in first step, while digging up the earth or the soil, the depth is quite large while going for the primary, because this is the first time that we are digging up the earth, or we are doing the upside down of the surface layer of soil, right? So that is why it is in depth. And then if we talk about secondary tillage, it is done that once primary tillage is done, now crumbs are left of soil. Okay, so secondary tillage is done to break down these clods, these crumbs of the soil, the clods that have been made, so that the top layer, it becomes quite fine for the plants to grow. All right. So this is what, this is difference between primary tillage and secondary tillage. Now we'll look at some of the implements. This I've incorporated because even if you are from agriculture background, most people don't know that which implement is used for what and how do they look. That is why it is all here. This is the mold board plow that I was talking about. This is you tell me that it is primary or secondary, right? Yeah, so this one, it is primary. So as you can see, even you can see the shafts also, how it's so broad, right? So that a lot soil, it can be dug at once, right? So this is the primary. Disc plow is also the primary, and this disc harrow, it is secondary. Now we'll look at the difference. Purposely I have given this question so that you can understand the difference as well, if you'll read afterwards, right? So in this disc flow, you can see that there is depth. It's kind of, you can say, concave, right? You can see the depth in here. So it can remove, extract soil with this particular shape. While if you go for disc harrow, it's straight, right? Why it's straight? Because now the clods, they have been already been disrupted, and this straight line, it would just have to cut it down. But while in case of disc plow, it would have to extract the soil, right, from the upper surface. So it would take it out like this. All right, so I hope this difference, it is clear to you all, right? Next is country plow. That is the most common. This is also primary, right? It is also used as secondary, but initially there was no concept of primary, secondary, right? So but this is usually a primary plow. Next is chisel plow. It is also primary. Okay, this is specially used for the subsoil. What is subsoil? This is topsoil. Okay, and then this downward layer, this is known as subsoil. Okay, what happens when you use tractor in your field a lot? If you're using tractor here, okay, so these tires, they would create a pressure, and after many years, or after using it quite frequently, this subsoil, it becomes hard. Why? Because see, when pressure, it comes from the upper surface, the lower surface, the soil, it compresses, right? So this subsoil, it compressing, and there's reach a time when it is quite compact. Now the plant roots, they cannot move ahead of this particular area for the search of water. Why? Because this particular layer, it has become hard. So chisel plow, it helps to do upside down of this subsoil. I hope this particular thing, it is clear to you all. If it is not, do write it. I'll explain it properly again. All right, so this chisel plow, it would help to do what? It is help to you can say disrupt the subsoil layer, so that it can loosen up, right? So the aim is to loosen up the soil only. So this is chisel plow. There is one more term, that is cultivator. Cultivator is a secondary tillage implement that is used for secondary tillage, right? And what is the difference, and what is it look like? It looks like something like chisel plow only, but chisel plow length is quite long. Why? Because it needs to take care of the subsoil region, while if these pointed ends, if they were smaller in length, somewhere you can say around here only, then this type of shape or implement, it is known as cultivator. Why? Because as we know, in secondary tillage, it is only needed to break down the clots of the soil, right? To that is why the length of these pointed edges, it is quite smaller in comparison to the chisel plow. Otherwise it looks like similar to chisel plow only. I hope this is clear to you all. You have seen all the implements. Now we will move ahead with question number 2, and it says, which of the following is an example of short day plant? So here are following examples. See why I have incorporated this, because both in NABARD and in AFO, what happens, question from this particular chapter, they are not as straight as you think or as direct questions. They go for examples, so you should be aware of which example is of what, right? So comment down first. Yeah, so the correct answer to this is option number C, that is tobacco. It is a short day plant. All right, barley and cabbage, they are long day plants, and then maize, it is day neutral. All right, so what is the difference? See, I'll tell you a trick here, okay? Because most of the people, they are confused afterwards when they just go through it and when they revise. So that is why I'm explaining something, so that you have an idea when you'll study afterwards. Basically what happens, see, if we go for cabbage, cabbage is a what? It is a long day plant. But cabbage is a rabi crop. Rabi means it is sown somewhere in October, November, or somewhere in the you can say it is grown in the winter season. So if this crop, it is in winter season, so how can it be long day plant? Because in winters we know days are short and nights are long, right? So basically what is the concept? This short day, long day plant, it is this term, it is given according to when the flowering happens. So see, because this particular cabbage, it is sown in the winter timing, when it would be ready to harvest, right, after few months, that time it would be which season? It would be summer season or almost spring season, right? So at that time, when the flowering would be there, when in the cabbage case, the right word would be budding, okay, or curding, right? So this would be the right word, because curd, the edible part of cabbage, it is curd, or cauliflower, right? So what happens? So while flowering, flowering is the common concept that can be used for all. At that time it needs long days, and that is why it is known as long day plant. Similarly, tobacco, it is sown during the summer, approx in the summer season only, or in the autumn season. But it when the flowering happens, at that time this particular plant, it requires short day, and that is why it is considered under short day plant. I hope this concept is clear to you all, and we'll move ahead with the next question, which asks the amount of soil moisture or soil content held in soil after excess water has drained away and the rate of downward movement has materially decreased is known as. So, okay, so you have to tell me the term that is used at the condition when the soil moisture, when the excess moisture has been removed from the soil and there is no downward movement, and whatever soil that is present in the soil, it is there. Okay, so Darshan, I don't know if they've answered for the previous question or this one. So do write it, question number and then the answer. Akhil, he comes and he says field capacity, all right. And Raji says 3B. And Mansi also says B. Right. So the correct answer, as you all are saying, it is B, field capacity only. Okay. So what is the difference? Three terms that we have used here. One is saturation, one is field capacity, and one is wilting point. So three terms, these are used in while talking about moisture in soil. So basically what happens, saturation is the point when water, it is the soil, it is completely filled with water, even excess of water, and now the water, it is draining out. So when this condition reach, when the you can say pores in the soil, they are completely filled in water and excessive water is going down, at that time we say that the soil has reached to its saturation point. Okay, field capacity is said when now this excessive water has been drained out due to the effect of gravity, and now water is there but there is no excessive water, right? Whatever was going down, whatever has went down, it has gone, and now whatever water that has been remained in the soil, that is its field capacity. Okay, so in this, it is fully like it is fully filled, but not in excess that the water it would move out. That is the field capacity. Next is the term that is wilting point. What does it mean? Wilting, as you can see, there is no water available. Okay, there is, it is quite devoid of water, and the plant, they reach to that stage where plant stress agar, and they started wilting. Wilting, if I go in Hindi, that would be murjhana. तो जो plant है वो मुरझाने लग जाते हैं. All right, so I hope this particular concept is also clear. Next, we'll move ahead with question 4, which says which of the following, this should be which of the following, right? Which of the following type of water is not available for plants? Okay, so that was a different concept. That was the previous question that we have done, that was in accordance with the amount of water that is present in soil, and this particular these categories, they are in accordance with what which type of water that is available for plant and which is not. All right, so comment down fast below that what could be the right answer. Akhil, he says fourth D, that is both A and B. All right, so I'll wait for one or two more answers. Purnima also says D. All right, and confused also say D, and yes, the answer is D, that is both A and B. Okay, so basically what happens, there are three types of water that are present there. All right, one is gravitational. Okay, one is gravitational, second is hygroscopic, and the third one, it is capillary. What is the difference? Gravitational water, it is you can say such like this, in saturation what happens, the water that is moving downwards. Okay, so this water, it won't be available for the plant, right? The water which is moving downward, it won't be available to the plant, and this water is known as gravitational water. The water which was there in soil, but due to gravitational effect, it moved down. Gravity is what, which it is a kind of, it is a force, right, which forces an object to move towards the center of the earth, right? That is the scientific definition of gravity, but for in general, the force which keeps us on the you can say earth, that is gravity. So this is the gravitational water which has moved out, right? And that is why that is not available for plants. Next is hygroscopic water. What is hygroscopic water? Basically what happens, these soil particles, some of the water which is around these soil particles, they are tightly held by the soil. Okay, so basically what happens, so if this is that particular soil particle, and this is the water around it, so this water, it cannot escape this particular soil particle. Okay, so they are tightly held together. So if it is tightly held, it won't be available for the plant, because how would plant be able to extract the water, because it has been intacted with the soil particle. So this kind of is known as hygroscopic. Okay, so hygroscopic is also not available. It is the water that is around the soil particles, tightly intact around the soil particles. Then is capillary water. So this capillary water is the water that is finally available for the plants. All right, so if I have to draw, if these are the soil particles, all right, there is water in between, and there is water around here also, right? So, and there is water that is moving downward. Okay, so this is the gravitational water, this is the hygroscopic water, and this is the capillary water that is available for the plants to intake. I hope this difference is clear to you all. We'll move ahead with question number 5. That is the last question for today, which says, what is the percentage share of air space in good plant growing soil? Okay, so why have I incorporated this question? Because in fact, in this NABARD grade A 2021 phase 1 also, a similar question was there. Well, actually it was more about that what are the space that are present in soil are known as, that the answer was soil pores or porosity. It was similar to something like that. So you do not go like that, only hard questions are asked in examination. Simple questions can also be asked, but you need to be thorough with the concept. That is how only you are going to answer that. Okay, so Raji says B. Akhil asks if it is 50. Purnima says B, Mansi says B, confused say B. The correct answer to this is B. Okay, that is 25%. All right. Now, if we go for an ideal situation where it is good plant growing condition, ideally it is 50% of solids, 25% is for air, and 25% is for water. But in case of compacted soil, means due to some external pressure, what has happened now? there are spaces, see, there are spaces in between soil, right? But due to some external pressure, these particles now they have come together, right? Now you can assume like this, they have not become bigger, but yes, please try to understand that now they have become closer, and that is why the other pore space that has been now left. Okay, so this is in case of compacted soil. In poorly drained soil, see, now this condition is when you have when there is a lot of water in the field. Now what would happen, see, 50% is space, 50% is solid. Now in this 50%, ideally 25, half of it should be for air, for aeration purpose, because plants roots, they also require air, as well as all the microorganisms that are present in it. And then 50% should be for water. Now what happened if there is a case when there is excessive water in the field? The water, it is not like that the water would flow outward of the field, right? Yes, of course, the excessive amount would flow, but then it would start taking the area of the space that should be there for air, right? So in those conditions, 45%. Now this, see, this is the ideal range. Now these could differ. This could differ to how much extent the soil is being compacted, or this would differ to how much extent the water has been there. This could go to 100% as well in case, in terms of water, right? That is 50%, right? So that is all for today. I hope this concept is clear to you all, and the homework for you all is that what is the soil moisture tension range at field capacity. I've told you what is saturation, what is field capacity, and what is the wilting point, right? Now in that field capacity, there is a particular soil moisture tension, that to what extent the soil moisture can be present in case of field capacity. You comment it down below, and I'll give shout out to the toppers in my next class, right? And these are the toppers for yesterday, who gave answer to the question that I asked during the session. All right, so AM, Janani Selvi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, then Yuva Shri, and then Biswanath Nayak, all knew the answer. Here all are the toppers for the yesterday question, right? So do give answer. All right. uh, Confused, you gave half of the answer. I want full answer. I asked about the range and not a specific side of it. All right, so all the very good, all the toppers, and all the very best for the examination. You're doing really good, right? So yeah, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you understood the session. If you do not, kindly comment it down below. I'll definitely answer your queries, and until then, we'll meet again now tomorrow with all the questions. And until then, all the very best for your examination and whatever you are doing in your life. Thank you very much.